what I want to do. Okay, so here's how I'm going to structure the exam. Why don't I talk about that first, and then I'll take whatever questions you have. So here's how I'm going to structure the exam. It's going to be a take-home exam. Our time was scheduled from 9 to 10:50. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to post the questions at 9 o'clock. I will send them to you as an email attachment. I'll put them on Blackboard right at 9 o'clock. I will give you until 3 o'clock to turn in your answers. I will set up a place to submit your answers on Blackboard through Safe Assignment. What you do is, and I'll explain the structure of the test in a second, but you submit your answers as a Word document or something like that to Safe Assignment. It'll capture it, and then I will print them off and grade them. Safe Assignment will then hopefully help guarantee that people aren't collaborating on their answers, because this is supposed to be an independent exam. So if you're writing together, it'll pop up on Safe Assignment. So that way you can have some assurances, as will I, that it's you doing the work. It's not a perfect system, but I figure I'll give until 3 o'clock to turn in the exam, because there's always some sort of technical glitches that pop up for various sets of folks. And so I don't want to shut a window when you're trying to get your exam in. So 3 o'clock, by 3 o'clock, if you finish before, I would anticipate you would finish before, unless you have some sort of difficulties with the technology. That would be more than enough time to take this test. If you have another test scheduled at that same time, afterwards, with that test overlapping, and you think you need more time, just email me. I'll be available around the computer all day on Monday. So the structure of the test, what am I going to do? I'm going to give you an attachment with three broad parameters in which you have to answer questions. So I'm going to have section 1 is going to have 3 questions drawn from the Luchenberg and New Deal book. You will need to choose one of those. I will have a second section with 3 questions related to the civil rights reading and short film on Emmett Till you saw. You will have to choose one of those. And then I will have another section 3 on each, drawn upon the Cold War book. 3 questions, you'll choose one. So that will be a total of 3 questions you will answer, one from section 1, one from section 2, one from section 3. Each question's worth 33 points. You get a free point just for showing up. I'll grade the exam out of each question out of 33 and just add them all up together. And that'll give us our magic total for the final exam. So you have to choose a question from each section. I'll craft 3 questions for each section, so there'll be a total of 9, but you only have to answer 3, one from section 1, 2, and 3. What am I looking for in terms of this? Because it's a take-home exam, it's going to be a little bit more extensive than just, a paragraph or 2 that you do on the short answer. So I'm expecting a certain amount of detail and expansive discussion. I'm not anticipating you're going to write like a 5-page opinion essay for each question. I'm not looking for a 15-page exam. I'm looking for some comprehensive discussion of the questions that you're going to demonstrate your knowledge of that material. This type of exam, to be honest, I figure with the questions I'm asking, you could write this answer in our allotted time from 9 to 10:50. So that's about the level of detail I'm looking for in this. I'm not anticipating you're going to, be writing this polished essay. It would be like I would read it with the same intent that virtually all my other classes I do essay questions. This 132 class is the only one that has this particular structure. So I grade the answers like I'm anticipating you're sitting in a classroom writing in a blue book. So I'm expecting you to address the questions, provide some evidence, draw upon the material you've read and the lectures that you've seen on YouTube, but I'm not expecting something that I'm going to publish in history since 1865 monthly. All right. Okay. Any questions? Feel free to chime in and I'll take a crack at them.
What days specifically is it?
We're using the exam time that we were slotted at the beginning of the semester, which is Monday from 9 to 10:50. I'm giving you until 3 o'clock that Monday, same Monday, to turn it in case there's any problems. If you are working on it until 2:59 and then hand it in as opposed to 10:50, that's fine by me. But I'm building the main structure around the same time frame we have allocated by the university. Other questions?
Are outside sources for our opinion paper required?
For the opinion paper, no. You can write the paper just based upon the material that is in those two films, and that's perfectly acceptable. If you do use outside sources, I do require that you provide some sort of source citation, and that you also put something like in a works cited or bibliographic page referencing where you got that material. I was going to bring up the paper anyway. I've gotten a bunch of papers, which is great, and I'm looking at the safe assignment. Even as I'm speaking right this moment, I'm looking over the top of this laptop to look at my screen. I see lots of people have turned in the safe assignment. That's good as well. I don't know how many people are still active in the class, but I have, looks like about 30 people who have turned in their safe assignments to there. If you get an email from me saying you haven't turned in your safe assignment, maybe the machine didn't digest it for some reason, so I'll have you try it again. Maybe you sent it and it went to the wrong space. So watch your emails for an email from me saying you didn't turn in your safe assignment, and please do so. But it looks like a good chunk of you have. I will take the papers right up until the final. So you have until Monday. Makes no difference to me. So if you haven't gotten it in yet, get cracking on it. But in general, it looks like people are in good shape. The spur to make sure that everybody turns it into safe assignment is that I won't give it a grade, so you'll get an incomplete until you turn it into safe assignment. So looks like most of you have done it, as I said. Other questions?
Hey, I didn't find the Emmett Till. I mean, like, I know I'm not writing anything on it, but just in case anybody asks, and so I know, the documentary. I found the articles and the lecture.
Did anybody else have trouble finding that? I'll look right now. I was pretty sure I put it on there. Maybe I didn't. So maybe I should put that on there. It's about, maybe I put it in the course materials because I definitely copied it somewhere. No, I don't see it. Maybe I put it on somebody else's. I'll find it and post it. It's about 10 minutes from, it's about 10 minutes from the Eyes on the Prize. I don't know where the hell I put it then. Must be in another class, but I'll find it and post it. Thanks, Noah.
Awesome.
For the final, is there a certain format that we need to do, like when we're typing out the answers?
I'm going to treat it like you're writing in a blue book. So I'm not going to be, worried about your margins and, things like that. So it doesn't have to be specifically formatted. I'll just say if you're headlining your answers, put section 1, question 2. I should be able to figure out what you're answering anyway, because I'm trying to make them different. So we're covering the scope of the material we went over. But just to make life easy, say this is section 1, question 1, this is section 2, question 3, and section 3, question 2, right? So just something that makes it easier for me, but I can figure it out, I think.
Okay.
I know I had put it somewhere. In the lecture for the civil rights, I have a YouTube link to that Emmett Till section. So it's not,
Okay.
it's on the discussion page. When you look, on my civil rights lecture from Chafe, the first thing that's up there is the video link for Emmett Till. And then the second thing is the link to the lecture I gave, and then a couple questions.
Okay.
Other questions? And speaking of those questions that I posted up there, nobody has written anything on any of them. I would suggest, take a look at them and maybe try and write a few things about them, because that's where I'm going to draw my questions from, is that material. So for each lecture, I had a little set of things to think about and questions to think about. I was anticipating that people would post some sort of comments and answers to that. Nobody did, and I hadn't made it part of the grade, and I didn't want to change up the syllabus, but that probably would have been helpful for you guys to be thinking about them. You don't have, it's not graded, but I would suggest, that those are sort of the broader type of questions that I'm going to draw upon to write these questions for the exam. And also, a couple of you did, and I appreciate that. Somebody from another class in political science did a thing on rank choice voting. Their effort was they were going to come in and present it in class, so that got disrupted. But their class got disrupted as well, so they didn't get it to me until relatively late, right before the Democratic primary. But if you have time, if you would take a look at that YouTube video and then post what your thoughts are to that discussion board page, I'm going to package that up and send it off to the guy from political science. So the video is about 8 to 10 minutes long or something. It's pretty simple. It's explaining what ranked choice voting is, and that was something they were doing in their political science class. So if you can help out another class and their students, that would be great. But again, I know everybody's busy. Other questions? No other questions? Okay, so I'm recording this. I'll post it on on YouTube. I'll post it on YouTube. So if you want to take a look at it and review anything you might have missed, I have another class. I'm doing a Zoom at 11 today. So if you think of something you wanted to ask but forgot, shoot me an email. I'll be checking email. And if you want to set up a time to chat, I can set up a Zoomer time during office hours today because I'm supposed to meet with this other class from 11 to 12:15. And I imagine we're probably going to go the full time. So, but aside from that, shoot me an email and I'm happy to set up a time to talk. Any questions come to you, let me know. If you have any questions about the paper, the exam questions, whatever, just let me know and we can talk about it. Otherwise, I'll post the questions 9 o'clock Monday morning. And then I'll be watching the submission to safe assignment up until 3 o'clock. All right, so if any questions come to you, just let me know. Oh, one other point. For those of you lurking about the Wichita area, there's supposed to be a flyover by a couple of KC tankers, which I don't find terribly exciting, but maybe you do. But also the B-29 bomber doc is supposed to fly low over the city. This is the current administration's programmatic efforts to boost your morale during this coronavirus troubles. But at any rate, seeing the B-29 fly over the top of Wichita is pretty cool anyway. So it's supposed to start up in Park City about 10:20ish, and they're supposed to fly over the city, coming down I-35 and then looping about the city. So if you're lurking about doing nothing, why don't you go out and take a look and see a World War II bomber in action. All right. See you Monday-ish. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at any time. We can set up. Oh, there's a chat question. Oh, thanks. Sure. That's what they pay me the big bucks for. All right. I'll talk to you or see you at some point in the future. Again, any questions, feel free to contact me.